Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my studio. My name is Alex and today I'm going to be sharing my top 10 favorite paintings of 2024. Welcome! Okay, I'm so excited to share these. I've made a list. It was hard to decide an order, but I thought it would be fun to choose an order and do a countdown. So in this video, I will be starting with number 10 and counting down to number 1 of my top 10 favorite paintings of 2024. A little bit of background in case you're new. My name is Alex Hayes Chapple. I am an artist in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a full-time artist. I'm a painter. So I do commissions, I do art markets, and I try to, do videos and stuff. And this was my first year working as a full-time artist. So I made way more paintings this year than I've ever made before. And it was so awesome. Like, that's so cool that I can pick a top 10 out of so many. I did a lot of commissions, especially pet portraits. I did a lot of small pieces to bring to markets and sell and everything. And this top 10 collection is a mix of really large pieces that I did for commissions and smaller pieces that I did just to bring to markets or for myself. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. These are all acrylic paintings on canvas. I was thinking about including some things I did in like larger sketchbooks and on paper and stuff like that, but to kind of narrow it down and just make it really clear and clean, these are like official finished acrylic paintings on canvas, all of them. So let's go ahead and get into it and start with number 10. Number 10, I call my big sunset painting. And this is a painting that I finished right at the beginning of the year, like in the first few weeks of January 2024. And it had to make the list because this is the largest painting I've ever done. It is 3 feet by 4 feet, acrylic on canvas like they all are. I did this for my parents and it's hanging up in their home. I like how it came out. I was kind of worried about it because it's such a simple composition, and for it to be so large, I wasn't sure if it was going to be interesting, but I really layered the paint and got really interesting textures. I really like how the color is very realistic to my photo reference that they gave me, but also a little bit fun and bright. So yeah, really fun one. That made number 10. And it's fun because I think that was probably, other than maybe some small stuff, that was definitely my first big painting of the year. So starting off strong. My number 9 is actually the only pet portrait that I have included, or commissioned pet portrait that I've included in the list of my top 10, because this was my favorite commission of the year. So I'm just going to go ahead and apologize to everyone else who I did a pet portrait for, because this was the best one. And I'm sorry, I wish I could say they're all the best, but this one was really fun, and I think you'll see why in a second. This is a double portrait that I did. So technically it's a set of 2 canvases of 2 dogs named Gigi and Bo. And I'll put pictures out for you. They are just so cute. The photo references that the owner sent to me, so cute. They have their own Instagram. I just love the personality. I love working from a really, really good reference photo. It makes my job easier, and I think it makes the paintings come out better. And I love that he decided to go with these bright colors. This was a Christmas gift for his wife, and yeah, it was just a really fun experience, and I love how these came out. I love doing sets of them too and doing different colors. Just so cute. So I did a bunch of really great pet portraits this year, but this one takes the cake, and it's my number 9 for all of my paintings from this year. Okay, number 8 is one that I just did in my studio one day, and it ended up being one of my favorites and one of my most popular paintings that turned into a print. And that was my little 8x10 strawberry painting, which I still have. I haven't sold it. I've been taking it to markets and everything. And I haven't sold the original, but I have sold many of the little prints that I made of the strawberry. I think people connect with it because it's really realistic, but it's also kind of cutesy because it's just like a cute little strawberry. And I'm really proud of myself for putting in the time to get the light and everything on these little seeds and get the texture and the shine of it just right. I think that's what makes that print so successful, and I still think that I'll sell the original one day. And I'm happy to still have it in my collection. So yeah, that's number 8 is my little 8x10 strawberry. Number 7 is a more recent painting. I did this one in November, I believe, and I think it's the smallest one on the list. And it is an 8x8 painting of a bowl of figs. If you saw me at some of my holiday markets, you may have seen this one. Yeah, it's small, it's unassuming, but I love how this piece came out. The colors are so vibrant. I really just went for it with the colors. I used a photo reference from Pexels, which is a website where you can get free photo references that you can use for whatever you want. And I just thought it would be fun to make the whole picture just way brighter and just really lean into that. So that's what I did. I'll see if I can find the photo reference, put that up, and put up the picture of my painting so you can see. I made the bowl a color, I made the background a color, and just bumped up the color of the figs a lot too. And yeah, I just love the color palette. I love the composition, and I'm really, really proud of this one. And again, I still have it. It hasn't sold, but I'm really happy to have it in my collection, and it's still available. That was number 7, and number 6 is another kind of small one that I have in my collection. Number 7 is the Sedona landscape. This was one of the first landscapes that I did whenever I was starting to really try to loosen up on these smaller pieces that I was bringing out to markets. I love the kind of energy and everything that I can get whenever I work a bit faster. And I was using a reference photo, but also just kind of going for it in terms of the color and the textures and everything. And I think it was so successful on this one. I love this painting. So put a picture of it for you. This is just a 10x10 painting that I have been bringing around to markets and things. And really, it's inspired other landscapes that I've made and other ideas. And I'm just really happy with it. It's also, I think, probably makes the top, like up here, my top paintings, because it's such a great memory. I was in Sedona for my birthday in February last year, and it was such a cool trip. It's such a special place, and we did hikes and things, and it was just a really cool experience and a really cool memory. So having this really special small painting to kind of remind me of that is really cool too. For my number 5 of my top paintings of the year, we're going to another commission, and this was one of my biggest commissions ever, and it was a set of 2 wildflower paintings. These are 2 18x24 canvases. My client wanted wildflowers, or we kind of talked about it and decided on these 2 specific flowers. So one is a bluebonnet and one is an Indian paintbrush. So they're native to Texas and grow all over, on the side of the interstate and everything here. And that was really special to her. And she wanted like a bright pop of color for her sort of like dining area. And she and her husband both, they gave me a lot of freedom on this piece, and it really aligns with what I would make for myself or what I would make just to sell and be part of my brand. And that's my favorite thing with commissions, is whenever people are like, I love what you do, make that for me. And we did like go back and forth a lot on exactly what like colors she wanted and everything. But it really felt aligned with kind of my style and what I really like. And just having the opportunity to do this like really big commission was really fun. And I really loved the way they came out. So yeah, I finished that one in like October or November, and I actually just installed it in January. And so they have it. I went and hung it up at their home for them, which was really nice. I've never done that before. I've hung paintings at my house, of course, but yeah, make sure they could like get it just right. And that was really fun too, seeing like how much they liked it whenever it was up. So that was number 5. It was a really good one. We're getting into some really, really special ones here. So number 4, and this is kind of crazy to put this above that commission, to put this above my Sedona painting. But one painting that I did that really stuck with me, that I think about a lot, that I kind of wish I still had in my collection, is a 10 by 10 sunflower painting that I did in October. I have a photo of it. It's just a really special painting. I just love the colors. I love how it came out. I didn't spend a particularly long time on it. It's from a Pexels reference, so not even an original reference photo. I am like, you're allowed to use reference photos from Pexels for stuff like this, but like, I always think there's like more value in taking your own reference photo, and there is. But for something kind of simple like a sunflower, it made sense. Like I was just going to do a little small sunflower painting, so I just used a Pexels reference. And I just love how this came out. I love the color. I love that you can see the hot pink popping through. And this is just when I was starting to experiment with doing that hot pink underpainting and letting it show through like quite a bit, which is something I did with those Birdtober paintings, if you saw that, and some other things. But this really solidified that as like a really good, striking thing. And I think I like the darker background too, and how it really makes that sunflower glow. So I just love this painting. I'm just glad I got a picture of it, because I painted this and then I think I brought it to a market within a week or two and it sold at that first market, which never happens to me. I do not sell a lot of originals at markets. I did have some really good ones like this fall and holiday season, but yeah, I think that one was just that special. That was number 4. So now we are at my top 3 paintings of the year. And they're really good. I'm wondering if there's people who are watching who have been following me or know me personally and are like kind of knowing what's coming and knowing which ones might be my favorites. So make your guesses if you want. Okay, let's get into my top 3. Number 3 is my pride flag painting that I did at a pride market over the summer. This is a special painting and a special memory, and it just really meant a lot to me. This is one of my most successful live paintings. So I was doing a pride market at a brewery here in San Antonio. It was all day on a Saturday in June. It was hot. It was a long day. It was like 8 hours or something that I was out there, and I thought it would be fun to do a pride flag because it was a pride themed market. They had mostly queer vendors, and yeah, I thought that'd be fun. I don't do a lot of like pride themed stuff in my work. I focus more on like nature and things like that, but it's important to like my life as a queer artist. And I thought it'd be a fun challenge to try to do a flag. I also couldn't find a picture of a pride flag, like a waving in the wind. I really wanted it to be kind of waving. So I found a picture of a white flag waving in the wind and then kind of put the pride on it, which was challenging and fun. And it was cool to see it come together. And I think that's part of what made it a fun thing to do live, is none of us really knew how it was going to turn out. And there were people who were like the other vendors, people who were working at the brewery that day and stuff, who got to see it really come together over several hours. And that was fun to have other people in on that process. And so it meant a lot to me. That market was an amazing day. It wasn't like a super big, like fancy citywide market, but I think because of the community that was there, because it was like queer focused and like it was people who I run into at other things, because this is like a brewery that I frequent and stuff. I sold a lot there. I talked to a lot of people. People really enjoyed the live painting. So it was just a really good memory, really good day for me. And I did end up selling this painting a few months later to someone who saw it that day, which is really special. So yeah, it's a great painting. I love the painting, but really it's what it meant to me. And you'll see that's kind of maybe a little bit of what's going on with my number 1 and 2 paintings as well. My number 2 painting of the year, super fun one. Probably not a surprise to anyone, but it is this portrait I made of my dog, Otis. This is a 10 by 10 pet portrait that I made as a sample. So I wanted to do some sample pet portraits to bring to markets to kind of market my, pet portrait painting skills. And so of course I had to do one of my own dog, obviously, but man, this just came out so cute. I really feel like I found the perfect reference photo of him. It has a lot of energy. It has good contrast, and you can just really see his sweet face and his shiny fur. And it just makes me so happy just to look at it. I have it in my kitchen, kind of above my sink. So I look at it all the time. And the best thing about it was being able to bring it to markets and tell people about Otis whenever he wasn't there. And people would point it out because people love the pet portraits and are drawn to them. They're like, oh, that's so cute. That's so cool. That's so good. And being able to be like, oh yeah, that's my dog Otis. Like, that was just the best. So much fun. So I'm proud of myself for how well it came out, but just how fun that was to have that picture of him with me all the time at my markets was even better. So that was my number 2. Let's talk about my number 1 painting of the year. It was my Fiesta Flowers still life. If you were here in April, you know the painting. This was a painting that I did for a live painting competition for Fiesta in San Antonio in April. It is 24 by 36, one of my largest. For this competition, we had to bring a 24 by 36 blank canvas, bring all of our paint, our easels and everything. It was sort of a citywide open competition for artists to come and paint. We had about a 4-hour time limit, and it was just ready, set, go, paint on your blank canvas. And we knew beforehand, like the size and everything, and the theme was Fiesta colors. Fiesta in San Antonio is like a spring celebration of Mexican heritage culture in the city. So the colors are just like the super bright, like neon, like rainbow colors that you think of for like Dia de los Muertos and things like that. So the only theme was to incorporate those bright colors. So I figured I would kind of play it safe, and do a still life of flowers, because that's something I'm very comfortable doing. And so I picked up all the super bright Fiesta flowers from HEB. I set up this still life in my backyard and took my reference photo, and I went for it. And I surprised myself with how much detail and how finished I was able to make this painting. I did not know I could do this until I did it. And so I'm so proud of myself for entering the competition, for trying. I was really nervous, like doing my reference photo and everything. And I'm just proud of myself for doing something so ambitious because it really was a success. This is definitely my favorite painting of the year, and it's going to be hard to top it. That was just, and talking about, with the other ones, like what these paintings meant to me in my practice, this painting and this competition changed my year. It changed my outlook on my art. It made me want to paint faster. It made me way more confident. In April, I won the painting competition. Winning a competition like that, I didn't need to win it to feel validated. I could have just made this great painting and been really proud of myself. But the validation of other people telling you how good your painting is and getting this award and getting money for it was huge, because this was the very beginning of my career as a full-time artist, and it really made me feel like I can do it. So just a huge moment for me, and a painting that I'm so incredibly proud of. So yeah, that's it. That was my favorite painting. Those are my top 10 favorite paintings of 2024. Let me know what you think. Which one is your favorite? Did you do any paintings this year? What were your favorites? Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.